Very good afternoon, dear students. Yesterday we had seen some problems related to RC and RL circuit. Today we will again continue with some more problems so that our questions are or concepts are further built up. And after solving these problems, we will then move to RLC circuit. So let us start. So this is our next question. So if you look at this question carefully, we have UT as the voltage source here. Okay, and since this is the unit step, so obviously it will give us 1 volt for t greater than 0. One of the student was asking this point also, that if we assume this as 1 volt, if your voltage source or current source is given as unit step, that means it is having value 1 volt or 1 ampere. So since it is UT, so this is equal to 1 volt for t greater than 0. That is assumed. And it is also clear that there is no switch shown in this circuit, and it has not been shown because our voltage source is shown as UT. So that means this UT is equal to 0 for t less than 0. It means there is no source present in the circuit for t less than 0, and this UT is equal to 1 volt for t greater than 0. Okay, so this is quite clear from the circuit itself. Now let us move forward. So we see that this is a RL circuit. So obviously our equation will be of the form of current, and I told you that we have to determine the current response, complete current response, by the summation of natural response and your force response. So our natural response will be of the form A e raised to power minus R by L into T. Okay, so first thing that we need to do is we need to determine initial condition, and we also need to determine the value of tau, that is equal to L by R. Okay, so as we have seen regarding initial condition for t less than 0, there is no source present. So obviously your I0 minus, that is there was 0 current in the circuit before your unit step function was applied. So I0 minus and your I0 plus both are equal, and both are equal to 0. This is our initial condition. Now once the voltage source has been applied, then this natural response will come into picture, and we need to determine the value of R by L. Okay, as I told you, this R is the equivalent resistance that we obtain across the inductor. So if you look at this, across the inductor, the voltage source has to be short circuit. Okay, so this 2 ohm resistance, it will be shorted across this. So we are left with only 2 ohm resistance. So that means your equivalent resistance will be, this resistance will be 2 ohm, and L we already know, that is L is equal to 1 Henry. So that means our natural response comes out to be A e raised to power minus 2t. This is our natural response. Now we need to find out the force response, and force response we have already discussed. It will be the steady state response. Steady state response means t equal to infinity, and at t equal to infinity your inductor behaves like a short circuit. Means we have to find out the current which is flowing through this branch at t equal to infinity, and assuming that your inductor is a short circuit. So if we see that this 2 ohm and 2 ohm resistances, they are in parallel. Okay, and this is 1 volt. So obviously we will have 1 by 2 volt across this branch. So we'll have 1 by 2 volt. So how much current will be there? I is equal to V upon R. So the forced current through this branch will be 1 by 4 ampere. Okay. So now we need to find out the complete response. Complete response will be the summation of both these values, that is your natural response and your forced response, and it will come out to be 1 by 4 plus a e raised to power minus 2t. Okay, now we will apply the initial conditions, that is your I0 minus I0 plus equal to 0. If we do that, this will be 0. This e raised to power minus 2t will be 1 and a will come out to be minus 1 by 4. And your final answer will be 1 by 4 common, and inside you will have 1 minus e raised to power minus 2t, and this is the correct answer as per our calculation. And obviously this current response has been obtained for t greater than 0 because the voltage source has been applied for t greater than 0. Okay. So dear students, we did one small mistake in the solution of the numerical. That mistake was, this is our voltage source. So these 2 ohm and 2 ohm resistances, they are in parallel. So obviously the voltage across these two will be same. So the voltage across this 2 ohm resistance will not be 1 by 2 volt. It will be 2 volt only. Sorry. Uh, the voltage source is having 1 volt. So since this 2 ohm and 2 ohm resistances, they are in parallel, so the voltage across this 2 ohm resistance will be 1 volt. Okay. And the current will be I is equal to V by R. So that is 1 by 2. So this force response, it will not be 1 by 4 ampere. It will be 1 by 2 ampere. Okay. And if you substitute this, then instead of 1 by 4, you will have 1 by 2. And in the final answer, you will have 1 by 2. So this is one small mistake we have made. Just I assumed this as current source, but it is actually voltage source. That's why for parallel resistances, voltages remain same. So that's why the correct answer will be 1 by 2 into 1 minus e raised to power minus 2t. Okay. Now we move to next question. So this question is a bit seemingly difficult question, though it is not that difficult. If we stick to systematic approach that we have developed till now, it will be very easy for us to work for this. While interacting with students, I came to know that most of the students couldn't find answer to this question. So let us try to solve this question. So first thing that we observe in this circuit is that our switch is it is in position A before our observation time at t equal to 0. It means that the voltage source of 10 volt has been applied to this circuit for a long time. Means the circuit has stabilized itself with respect to 10 volt, which is connected through switch A. Now at t equal to 0, we are moving our switch to position B. So what is happening at t equal to 0, that your 10 volt source is being removed and we are now applying 5 volt source across this circuit. Okay. So obviously there will be change in the response of the circuit, and that's why we need to determine the VT and ILT. So students, one more thing you should observe here, that we have to find out ILT. ILT is the current across inductor, and this VT is not the voltage across inductor. This VT is this one, that is voltage across 6 ohm resistance. So it's not that this VT is VLT. We have to find out ILT, that is current across inductor, and we have to find this VT. This is one important point that you need to look into. So now let us move forward. So if we look at the state of the circuit at t equal to 0 minus. So t equal to 0 minus means our circuit is under the influence of 10 volt voltage source for a long time. And we know that inductor behaves like a short circuit when it is under the influence of any voltage source for a long time. So it means it is short. Okay. So we have to find out the initial value of the inductor current. So if we do that, this is 10 volt source, we have a 2 ohm resistance, and then this 6 ohm and 6 ohm resistance, they are in parallel. Okay. So if we solve that, this is short for initial conditions. So these are in parallel. So the equivalent resistance of this will come out to be 3 ohm. So this is 3 ohm, this is 2 ohm, these are in series. So total resistance is 5 ohm, and the current, the total current, it will come out to be V by R, that is your 10 by 5, that is your 2 ampere. Okay. So this is the total current. Now we need to find out initial current across inductor. So for that, we will have to divide this current. Okay. And this current will come out to be, see, this 2 ampere current is here. So it is divided in these two branches, and these two branches are having equal resistance. If you apply current divider, then also same thing. And if we observe that these are two equal resistance, so current will go equally in all the direction. So if this is 2, this current will also be 1, this current will also be 1. So we can say that at t equal to 0 minus, our current through inductor at 0 minus is how much? It is equal to 1 ampere. This is 1 ampere. Okay. So this I0 minus is equal to I0 plus, which comes out to be 1 ampere. Fine. So this is our initial condition with regard to your current. Now what we have to do, we have to move to the condition of t equal to 0 plus. So at t equal to 0 plus, we have moved our switch to position B. Okay. So if we move our switch to position B, then this thing is closed. So under this condition, we have to find out the current response of this inductor. And we already know that first we need to find out the natural response. The natural response will be of the form A e raised to power minus R by L into T. Okay. So now we need to find out the equivalent value of resistance across this inductor. So if we see that, we have to short this voltage response. This 2 ohm and this 6 ohm, they will come in parallel. So the parallel combination of these two will be 6 into 2, that is 12, divided by 8. So it will be 12 by 8, and then we will have this 6 ohm in series. So 12 by 8 plus 6 ohm, and our R equivalent comes out to be how much? 12 by 8 plus 6. So if you solve that, you will get the value of R equivalent, and our L is how much? That is 3 Henry. So if you substitute these two things, this R by L will come out to be 5 by 2. So you solve it, you will be able to easily find it out, and your equation comes out to be, equation for natural response comes out to be a e raised to power minus 5 by 2 into t. This is our natural response. Okay. Now we have to find out the force response, that is IF. So let us see the force response. So for the force response, obviously we'll have to again assume the inductor to be short circuit. So if we do that, these two are again in parallel. Fine. So the equivalent resistance of these two parallel will come out to be 3 ohm. Now we have 5 volt voltage source applied across 2 ohm and 3 ohm in series. So you apply the voltage divider rule. So that voltage divider rule will be, it will be 3, that is this equivalent resistance, by 3 plus 2, that is 3 by 5, and the applied voltage is 5. Okay, so this comes out to be how much? 3 volt. Okay, so this 3 volt is across this equivalent 3 ohm resistance. This 3 volt is across this parallel combination of 6 ohm and 6 ohm, means across this branch, how much voltage do we have? 3 volt, and the resistance is 6 ohm. So I is equal to V by R, and this force current comes out to be 1 by 2 ampere. Okay, and for finding out the complete current response, we have to sum this IF and IN. Okay, so if we do that, our complete response I comes out to be 1 by 2 plus a e raised to power minus 5 by 2 into t. So dear students, in the earlier questions, we had come across 0 initial conditions, but in this circuit, our initial conditions were not 0. So if you put initial conditions here, then situation will be a bit different. So let us put t equal to 0. This e raised to power 0, it will be 1. And what was the value of I that we had obtained? This I for initial we had obtained as 1. Okay. So if you do that, if you substitute initial conditions, you have I as 1, that is equal to 1 by 2 as it is plus A, and your A comes out to be 1 by 2. Okay. So the value of A comes out to be 1 by 2. So if you do that, it comes out to be I is equal to 1 by 2, 1 plus e raised to power minus 5 to t. So dear students, we have come across the value of A as 1 by 2, and if we substitute the value of 1 by 2, the answer comes out to be I is equal to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 e raised to power minus 5 by 2t. Okay. So now let us move to the second portion of this numerical. So after we have obtained the value of ILT, now our next job is to find out the value of this V. And since the current which is flowing through inductor is a function of time, so that's why the voltage across resistance also will be a function of time. It cannot be in isolation. So before we calculate this VR, let us write it as VR so that there is no confusion. And let us assume that the voltage across inductor is VL. And since current is flowing from upward to downward direction, the sign convention for VL can be plus minus like this. Okay. So now you look carefully in this loop. So before we calculate VR, we must calculate VL. So what will be the value of VL? The value of VL will be LdI by dt. This we have already seen in our theory classes. So this is LdI by dt. What is the value of L? The value of L is 3. And if you see in this equation, 1 by 2 will be common. So L is 3. So we'll have VL is equal to 3 by 2. Within brackets, we'll have 1 plus e raised to power minus 5 2t, and 1 differentiated will give us 0. So you'll have minus 5 by 2. Okay. And then e raised to power minus 5 by 2t. This is the value of VL that we will be able to obtain. And if you solve it further, the value will come out to be minus 15 by 4. Okay. And e raised to power minus 5 by 2t. In fact, dear students, you may come across somewhere in the numericals, you may have to find out the value of VL. I could have given here in the question that you calculate VLT instead of ILT. So for that case, it was implied that you first calculate ILT and then go for VLT. So if we have done that, we have calculated this VL like this. Now, what will be our next step? Our next step will be, we apply now KVL in this loop. I hope you are able to visualize this loop. So if we do that, we apply KVL, what will be the situation with us? The situation will be, that is this VR or VT. So let us take this as VR. This VR is equal to, since these two branches are in parallel, so this voltage is equal to the sum of these two voltages. So VR will be equal to VL plus the current across this 6 ohm resistance is the same current which is flowing through this inductor, that is your IL. So VR will be equal to IL into 6. I hope this thing is clear. So VL is, we have calculated, that is equal to minus 15 by 4 e raised to power minus 5 by 2t. And then we have to calculate 6 IL. And IL we already have with us. This was IL with A equal to 1 by 2. Okay. So you substitute the value of IL here. VL we already have. Then you solve this equation and you will be able to find out VR, which is nothing but the value of VT. So I'm not going after the complete solution. It is just simple mathematics. You can work out that and you'll be able to find the correct answer. So dear students, this is the next question. So here our switch is closed at t equal to 0. Okay, means before t equal to 0, the switch was open. Open means before t equal to 0, our voltage source was continuously applied and the current was flowing. So means the inductor was in short circuit state. So what does it mean? That the initial conditions were that your 1 ohm and 1 ohm, they were in series, that is 2 ohm. The voltage is 2 ohm. So we can directly say that during 0 minus, the current which was flowing through inductor, that is IL 0 minus, that is V by R. V is 2 volt, R is also 2 ohm, and current was 1 ampere. So this is our initial condition. So very straightforward. Then what we have done, we have closed the switch as t greater than 0. Okay, students, keep one thing in mind. When we find the value of tau, that is time constant, for our RL or RC circuit, that time constant has to be obtained only for the condition t greater than 0. not before that, because after t greater than 0, your situation changes. So you can observe that thing here. So for t greater than 0, what has happened? The switch has been closed. And once the switch is closed, you see this resistance is shorted. Shorted means in a way it is removed from the circuit. So once this thing has been done, then we have to find out the value of tau. So tau is nothing but your L by R. So we have to find out the equivalent resistance. So equivalent resistance is very straightforward now. This is inductor. We have to find out equivalent resistance or Thevenin resistance across this inductor. This is short. This is again shorted. So R equivalent comes out to be simply 1 ohm. And L is 1 by 2. So then your tau comes out to be how much? 1 by 2. So tau is 1 by 2. And your natural response will come out to be A e raised to power minus 2t. So this is our natural response. What will be the force response? Force response will be this resistance is removed from the circuit. We have 2-volt voltage source. We have only 1 ohm resistance. So force will be I is equal to V by R. So your force current will be straight away 2 ampere. Okay. So your complete response will be the summation of these two, that is 2 plus A e raised power minus 2t. We will put initial condition, that is IL0 minus equal to IL0 plus equal to 1 ampere. So if you do that, your A comes out to be minus 1. And your final answer will be the summation of these two, that is 2 minus e raised power minus 2t. That will be your complete response, and that gives you the answer for the current for t greater than 0. Okay. So this was very simple question that way. So dear students, now we move to next question, and this is the last example circuit for the concepts of your RC and RL circuit. This circuit has two sources present in it. One is your voltage source of 16 volt and another is your current source of 2 ampere. And corresponding to this, we have to find out the value of VT. VT means the voltage across this resistance. And you all know that we always find out current or voltage across either inductor or capacitor first, and then we move to resistance. So here also we will adopt the same strategy. If you see that VT is the voltage across this resistance and this inductor, they are in parallel. So whatever voltage will exist across inductor, the same voltage will also appear across this resistance. So indirectly we can say that we have to find out the value of VLT. So as I told you previously also, so this is an indirect calculation in a way that we are supposed to find out VLT. But through equations, we know that we will first have ILT. Okay. So first we will find out ILT and then we will move to VLT. So this will be the sequence of things for this numerical. So before we move further, let us analyze the initial condition. So dear students, for t less than 0, the switch is open. So that means this inductor is out of circuit. It is not connected with either the current source or the voltage source. It means the initial conditions will be nothing but 0. So your I0 minus equal to I0 plus, that is nothing but your 0. So your initial conditions are 0. So in order to now obtain ILT, we again need to find out the natural response first. So your natural response, we all know, we have seen again and again, it will be A e raised to power minus R by L into T. So I'm not writing the value of R by L initially. Let us find out. So first we have to find out the equivalent value of the resistance. So this equivalent resistance value we have to find out across this inductor. We have to short this voltage source. We have to remove this current source. So if we see, this 8 and 8 will be in parallel. Okay. So this 8 and 8 ohm, these are in parallel. So the equivalent resistance of 8 and 8 will come out to be 4. Okay. So now this 4 and this 4, this will be in parallel. So effectively the equivalent resistance will come out to be 2 ohms, and the value of inductor is 1. So that's why your natural response comes out to be A e raised to power minus 2t. Now we need to find out the force response, that is IF. So once the switch has been closed for a long time, the inductor will behave like a short circuit. So if it is a short circuit, then there will be no current through this 4 ohm resistance, because this inductor is a short. So in order to find out the forced current, since we have two sources present here, let us see in more detail. So you see here that we have two sources. One is the voltage source and another is a current source. This switch is closed. So we have to find out the value of current across this. So we will apply superposition theorem. You all know how to apply superposition theorem. First we will consider voltage source. We will open this current source and we will find out the value of current through this one. This is a short. This resistance will no longer exist. Okay. So this value, by applying 16 volt, will come out to be 2 ampere. I'm telling you beforehand, I'm not solving it now. Okay, you try it on your own. Once we do that, in the next step of superposition theorem, we will short this, and now we will apply this 2 ampere current source. So if we do that, the value of current through this inductor will again come out to be 2 ampere. And in the superposition theorem, we have to obtain the summation of these two, and which comes out to be 4 ampere. Okay. The value of the forced current through this inductor will be 4 ampere. And we know that the complete value will be the summation of this and this. So this ILT will comes out to be 4 plus A e raised to power minus 2t. And we know that initial conditions are 0. So if you do that, this will come out to be A plus 4 equal to 0. That means A will come out to be minus 4. So as a result, your ILT, it comes out to be 4 common, and inside we have 1 minus e raised to power minus 2t. So this is the value of ILT, and we need to find out what VLT, and that VLT will be equal to VT. So we will simply apply for VLT is equal to LDI by dt. So what is the value of L? That is 1. This 4 is common. Okay. And if you differentiate this, you will get the value as this 1 will be 0. This will be, the value will be 2 e raised by minus 2t. 4 into 2 is 8, and answer will come out to be 8 times e raised to power minus 2t. This is the answer for this question. That gives us VLT, and this is in parallel with this VT. So VT comes out to be 8 e raised by minus 2t. Okay. So dear students, with this we stop here. We have completed the numerical portion of your RL and RC circuit. In the next class, we will discuss about the analysis of RLC circuit. Okay.